Welcome. Welcome to the Calexico City Council, Calexico Redevelopment Successor Agency, Calexico Financing Authority regular meeting agenda. Today is Wednesday, December the 20th, 2017. We're working a little bit late tonight, and it's 6:43 p.m. City Clerk, if you don't mind providing us the roll call today.
Mayor Hurtado?
Here.
Mayor Pacheco is absent. Councilmember Escobar?
Here.
Councilmember Hodge?
Here.
Councilmember Real is absent. We have a quorum, Mayor.
Thank you. We'll be going into closed session, but before going into closed session, I'm going to read, because we can't accept public comments at this time. Do we have any? I'll go ahead and read this anyway. Closed session of the City Council. Wrong one. Public comments. This is the time for the public to address the City Council on closed session items only. The mayor will recognize you, and when you come to the microphone, please state your name and place of residence for the record. While members of the public are encouraged to participate, it is unlawful to disturb or delay the council meeting with personal or slanderous remarks. The City Council is prohibited by state law from taking action or discussing items not included on the printed agenda. Please direct your questions and comments to the City Council.
And Mayor, I do
time,
have, we need to
just
add.
one clarification real quick. City Clerk, no public comments after that?
No.
Okay. There's going to be some type of a addition to this agenda
Correct.
today.
We have an urgency item that we need to add to closed session. Came to the attention of the city after the posting, and we need to act on it before the next council meeting. And the item is a conference with legal property negotiators. The property is APN 058-010 and 058-010-051. City negotiator on the item is Miguel Figueroa, Community and Economic Development Director. Negotiating parties is Secundino Arellano Trust, and under negotiation primes and terms. We're going to add that item as item number 5 to closed session this evening.
Do I have a motion to add that item to
I'll
today's
make that
closed
motion,
session?
Madam Mayor.
Second.
First by Mr. Hodge, second by Mr. Escobar. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. City Clerk, please note that Councilman Pacheco has just arrived. It is 6:46 p.m. Councilman Pacheco, we just made an addition to the, and you just missed the vote, to add an item to your closed session. And I believe that the city attorney will show you once again, but we just approved that, and we're getting ready to go to closed session. Do you have any questions before we go into closed session? Okay. We will be then adjourning into closed session. See you in a bit.
We're coming back from closed session, and this is the Calexico City Council Redevelopment Successor Agency, Calexico Financing Authority. And we have a quorum. We won't call to order, but we'll have Mr. Hodge do the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please stand. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May be seated, or do we have
Thank you.
an invocation, Mayor Pro Tem?
We have from Our Lady Guadalupe Church.
Ah,
we have
very good.
Reverend Miguel.
Oh, you haven't used it?
It's good to see you, Father.
Please stand just for the invocation, a reading from the book of Prophet Isaiah. The people who walk in darkness have seen a great light. Upon those who dwell in the land of gloom, a light has shone. You have brought them abundant joy and great rejoicing, as they rejoice before you as at the harvest. Señor, te reconocemos como el Padre de todos. En esta ciudad podemos convivir, aun siendo de diferentes tradiciones. Sabemos que tú eres la luz para todos. Sigue iluminando nuestras mentes y nuestro deseo para reconocer los que vinieron antes que nosotros hicieron en esta gran nación. Síguenos llenando de humildad para buscar el bien común y el respeto a todo ser humano. Gracias, Señor, por este gran valle que genera esperanza y trabajo. Sigue bendiciendo nuestra ciudad para que todos podamos vivir como hermanos. En tu nombre, amén.
Amen.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Father.
Okay, we're going to have closed session announcements. Mr. Campos?
Thank you, council member. City councilman in closed session on 5 items, received direction, but no reportable actions were taken. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll go down to approval of the agenda, please. Is there a motion?
I'll make
Also,
the motion to approve the agenda.
Before the approval, we do need to add one item to the agenda.
I'm sorry?
It's an urgency item. It's a resolution of the City Council, City of Calexico, authorizing the interim city manager to execute a donation agreement with the Secundino Arellano Family Trust. This item came to the attention of the city after the posting of the agenda, and we need to take action on this item before the next city council meeting. And that's why it's being added as an urgency item, and that would be number 12 on this evening's agenda. So we could take a motion adding this item as item number 12.
We're adding number 12,
The donation agreement as item number 12, correct?
donation, but it'd be 13. We have a 12. So the donation
But
will be a
that's
13.
informational items.
Correct. It'd be number 12, and then number 13 would become number 14.
I see.
Correct. And if we could get a separate motion on adding that specific item.
I'll make a motion that we add that item that you just described, sir,
Second.
to
So move, all in
number
favor?
12.
Aye.
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 Move, pass. We have the following.
And now if we can approve the agenda as modified. We need a motion for that.
Adding on the item on the new agenda, we'll need to take another vote. Adding that item.
Make a motion that we approve the amended agenda.
I'll second that.
So move, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passed. Thank you. Now we have recognition. The
Yes.
following, the proceedings may be viewed on the Calexico City website at www.calexico.ca.gov on the Friday following the city council meeting. We have 2 presentations today. First one is recognition to Detective Armando Orozco for outstanding work performance. Is Mr. Dale, do we have anything that we want to say to this, or Chief? Chief? Thank you.
Start off with Mr. Dale.
As many of you may have seen in the newspaper recently, the City of Calexico Police Department has done some great work in apprehending some suspects. And what we want to do is recognize today our detective who went above and beyond to catch these suspects. And not just this time, but I'm told many, many other times. And we just want to recognize and let you know that we are proud of you, and we really are happy that you're with us. And I'll turn it over to the chief.
Yes, as an emphasis to the work that Detective Orozco has been doing for the city of Calexico, in May of this year, Detective Orozco followed up on a assault with a deadly weapon call that occurred at Rockwood Plaza Park, and his investigation resulted in conviction because of Detective Orozco's testimony and the rapport he had developed with the victim. Detective Orozco spoke with the victim, told him the importance of him testifying and getting justice. 3 suspects were convicted, prison terms of 4 were convicted. Oh, I'm sorry. 4 were convicted. All receiving prison terms, the highest one getting 8 years? 7 years. I'm trying to make this look good. Hey. The next month, June 2017, Detective Orozco followed up a felony hit and run. An elderly lady was severely injured. Detective Orozco followed it up and was able to get a confession and conviction of the suspect. and the suspect was kind of hard to locate because he lives in North County, north of Salton Sea, but he was able to track him down. Next month, July of 2017, Detective Orozco, also, by the way, fills in for patrol. So sometimes he doesn't wear his nice shirt and tie. He'll put on a blue uniform and helps out on patrol when we're short. And he also is a certified field training officer, so he helps out with the newly hired guys and going through our state-mandated training process. So while he's doing that, he's responding to a double stabbing. Suspect was apprehended and convicted. Detective Orozco, during the time of his arrest, broke his leg, and he continued to work with a broken leg until 5 hours after he finished his work.
Wow.
So, I mean, we're talking about real dedication and tenacity here. For the longest time, he's coming into work on crutches and a boot. And I'm thinking, geez, I could take over the world with two Orozcos. I mean, it's just incredible work he's doing. Now, there's a little gap in time from July, so we're going to hop to October. That's when he was healing. So, October of 2017, Detective Orozco's follow-up and testimony greatly impacted the outcome of a case where a suspect had shot a citizen of Calexico in a home invasion robbery. Detective Orozco's testimony in clarifying the photo lineup process, which is what defense attorneys attack, is the photo lineup process. And he had a total of 6 hours on the witness stand. And as a result, the convicted the suspect of the shooting for 62 years in prison. Yeah, 62 years in prison. That was a very bad person that Mr. Orozco took off the streets.
Bad person.
So last month, late November, early December, Detective Orozco's most recent case was the two taxi cab drivers that were carjacked at knife point. We're talking about someone that physically overpowered the taxi cab drivers and held them with knives through their throats. Both the incidences were extremely similar. The vehicles were processed by Detective Orozco. Got a suspect identified, and he's confessed. And so far, we're just waiting for his court proceedings and anticipated conviction. So that's Detective Orozco standing over there in the
All right.
tie, so some of you might find him familiar. He was here earlier in the year when he won the Officer of the Year award that was presented to him by the Benevolent Order of Elks from the city of El Centro.
I remember that.
He's having a banner year this year.
And we do have a recognition, a certificate, and it reads the following. Chief, if I may read it?
Sure.
Are you almost done?
I'm done, sir.
Thank you. This is presented to Armando Orozco, Calexico Police Department Detective, in recognition of your outstanding detective work. Your recent work in identifying and arresting an armed carjacker impressed upon us the value of your role in ensuring the safety of our community. We thank you for the level of professionalism and commitment to your work, which brings to the Calexico Police Department and the City of Calexico. Your dedication and service to the City of Calexico and its residents is hereby recognized and greatly appreciated. Dated December 20th, 2017, signed Interim City Manager David Dale.
Very good.
Congratulations.
I'd also like to add, you've done it with limited resources, so we know that. Thank you.
Very nice, yeah.
Photoshop.
Yeah, if you want to say something? Great.
I'd like to thank my chief and my command staff, Lieutenant Gerardo. And Lieutenant Serrano, my guiding, light. I ask them, bug them hundreds of times a day what I don't know. But ultimately, it comes down to the people of Calexico. I mean, they're the reason I do what I do, because I'll tell you, I used to have the dog, like my canine, and I used to work El Centro, Brawley, Salton Sea, and I'll tell you, hands down, the Calexicans are the best people to deal with, hands down. So they're the reason I do what I do. They're the reason I do what I do and why I love working here in Calexico. And Chalo over there. Yeah, but all Calexicans, I really do care for them, and that's why I've been here as long as I have. But, and also I'd like to thank the patrol officers, because without them, they're the shoulders that I stand on. Without them, things don't get done. So thank you all, and, thank you for this honor. Appreciate it.
For your father. Yes, sir. You're Ruben. That's right. Arturo. You're going to sing for me? Well, I think we put Ruben, so I can cambiarlo. Again. Okay. Again. Bueno. Arturo. The next presentation is honoring Mr. Arturo Moreno for his service to the community of Calexico. And we do have this following proclamation. Whereas the Calexico City Council believes that it is important that we honor and acknowledge those people who positively impact our community, and whereas the City Council of Calexico believes in celebrating the long-term local businesses that create value in our city, and whereas Mr. Moreno provided quality service to the community for almost 40 years through his professional photography that captured special moments in the lives of many Calexicans, and
Whereas Mr. Moreno collaborated with the Imperial Valley Press, the Mexican Consulate in Calexico, and the Calexico High School to provide his photography expertise to meet their needs. Whereas Mr. Moreno is a distinguished Calexico resident whose works within the community earned him the high esteem of his family, friends, and community at large.
Whereas Mr. Moreno's longevity in the community has earned him the affectionate title of quote-unquote Calexico's photographer. And whereas Mr. Moreno's professional lifetime achievement stands as a testament for others with an entrepreneurial spirit who strive for the best in their professional and community life. Mayor Pro Tem.
now therefore the City Council of Calexico hereby expresses its deepest gratitude and respect for Mr. Arturo Moreno and this proclamation acknowledging a lifetime of service to the City of Calexico and the Imperial Valley. In witness whereof, I hereto affix my signature and official seal of the City of Calexico on this 20th date of December 2017. Luis Pacheco, Mayor Pro Tem. Felicidades. you want.
Just kidding. Mr. Moreno, felicidades. Ya sé que usted nos ha ayudado a nosotros mucho. Usted ha tomado fotos para todos nosotros que estamos aquí. Varias, miles, yo creo que miles de personas de Calexico. Y estaba viendo una foto yo de cuando se casaron unos primos míos y yo era el que llevaba los cojines con los anillos y usted tomó la foto. Miré ahí, Photo Studio Moreno, so felicidades. On another note, I'm here to bat for my detective because I want him to go to work tomorrow. Fine. Detective Orozco forgot to thank somebody very important, and I would like to bring him back because he just needs to make it well. Come on, Armando.
Well,
It'll be quick.
Yeah, so just so you guys know, I do make my little mistakes too. I'd like to thank my girlfriend, Kenya.
Oh, boy. You better.
And she's the one that gets me out every day. So check it out.
Detective, you know it's Christmas, right?
there you go. Thank you, thank you. We're going to move
Well
on
done.
now to public comments and to public appearances. This is not to exceed 3 minutes. This is the time for the public to address the city council on any item not appearing on the agenda that is in the subject matter jurisdiction of the city of Calexico. City council, the mayor will recognize you, and when you come to the microphone, please state your name, place of residence for the record. While members of the public are encouraged to participate, it is unlawful to disturb or delay the council meeting with personal and slanderous remarks. If the item you wish to comment on is on a consent item, please comment now. The city council is prohibited by state law from taking action or discussing items not included on the printed agenda. If the item you wish to comment on is on the public portion of the agenda, we will take your comment when we get to the item on the agenda. Please direct your questions and comments to the city council. I have two. Mr. Horton?
Mayor Pro Tem, I should say, and distinguished members of the City Council and the people of Calexico, and also the ones who are honored the best, the very best. What I'm talking about today is that Calexico is a place that is very dear to me, and sometimes we look to ourselves to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. And what I suggest, and I'm willing to do, no cost to the city, is to put together a workshop for our commissioners and also to put a lesson plan together that could be something that you could use not just one time, but many times. And also working with Director Figueroa here, we can put this together to move forward with the commissions. Some of the commissions are somewhat stagnated, and this is to help them to move forward, to have the very best for Calexico, because Calexico is part of all of us, and we only want the best for Calexico as well as for the commissions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Horton, for your time.
And your hard work.
We have Mr. Armando Martinez.
Buenas noches a todos ustedes, señoras, señores, niños. Ya vemos que nos trajeron buenas noticias, al menos para cerrar el año aquí con un reconocimiento para el detective Orozco y otro aquí para el señor Rubén Moreno. Felicidades a ambos. Vemos que han dejado aquí una huella muy importante en lo que ha sido el trabajo y lo que va a continuar de aquí adelante. La razón de mi presencia aquí es más que nada pues para invitarlos a que hoy estamos ahora sí que regocijándonos de alegría por noticias buenas y todo lo que va a acontecer de aquí a término del año, ¿no? Donde vamos a estar con nuestra familia, donde vamos a divertirnos. Y lo único que mi intención es invitarlos para aquellas personas que en un momento dado tienen algún tipo de situación difícil con algún familiar, pues que traten de buscar la manera de acercarse, abrir su corazón, tratar de reconciliarse, que es lo más importante, sobre todo, no nomás para estas fechas, sino para el resto del año. Tenemos que mostrar la calidad de gente que podemos ser mucho más de lo que ya somos. Hay personas inclusive que pueden estar inclusive enfermas, ir a visitarlas, ir a darles palabras de aliento. Pero lo más importante, ya al momento de celebrar nuestra cena navideña, en donde vamos a tener un plato de comida caliente, donde vamos a estar con la familia, donde vamos a estar con salud, que demos gracias por lo que tenemos, pero aparte de eso, yo creo que el regalo más importante no es el recibir, sino el saber dar. Y aquí la reflexión que yo quiero hacerles nada más es pues invitarlos para que aquellas personas que no cuentan con la fortuna de tener todo lo que nosotros tenemos, no nos cuesta nada muchas veces el poder compartir un plato de comida, tal vez alguna prenda ahorita para la cuestión del frío, una chamarra, cualquier regalo que ustedes puedan hacerle a aquella, ustedes saben dónde llegar, hacer llegar todas esas cosas, ¿no? Ya sea ropa, comida o incluso ayuda monetaria. El detalle aquí es que nosotros realmente si nos consideramos personas generosas, lo hagamos pero en acción, no nomás de pensamiento o de corazón, sino que verdaderamente nosotros cumplamos y mostremos que realmente tenemos una gran calidad humana. Ese era el único propósito de presentarme aquí, hacer esa reflexión e invitarlos pues, a todos ustedes para que ahora en estas fechas, repito nuevamente, compartan un poco de lo que ustedes tienen y seamos agradecidos ahora sí que con la vida. Es todo, nada más. Gracias.
Gracias. Gracias por las palabras, Armando. The last one is Mr. Lopez, Ismael Lopez.
Good evening, Councilman Dale, Mr. City Attorney, Gabby. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Three things. Four. First of all, David, congratulations on your new position. And I do wish that through the Commission of Economic and Finance could help you and help the councilmen reach some of the milestones that as of today, I don't know which they are, because they have not been clear and they haven't given us a plan, neither a set time. Now you're in this position, which is interim, hopefully you can provide us, the citizens of Calexico, with a little light and a timing on that plan, on how the council as well as you now attend to minimize the exposure of the city. We all know, the citizens know, that Calexico is still not as a big trouble, but still in trouble. And again, we offer, through the commissioners, myself, willing to help and advise the councilmen, the council, to provide or guide the best results possible. The second thing is, I know there is the process of hiring the city manager, interim. I hope you apply for the finance director, who has been for almost a year or more than a year, and nobody has been hired. Reasoning, do not know, but I really hope that through your leadership, the due diligence in hiring the right people for the right position is done. We need people capable of performing, not people that can come and talk beautifully. Nice words sometimes do not bring good results. Thirdly is, through you and your people bring the community back to this chamber. Provide enough information, communication to the community. They need to know. They deserve to know. I don't think has been a great PR through council, through the city manager position. Please keep us informed, be public. And last is that I wish all of you and your families the very best on this season. May God bless all of you and have a wonderful new year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Lopez. City council comments and reports of meetings or attended anything for the good of the order, Mr. Hodge?
Who wants to go first? Escobar? Let's see. Sorry. I want to say something positive. I understand, first of all, that the staff is understaffed. They work very hard, and I think it's extremely important, City Manager, Interim Dale, that we do everything possible to bring morale up for city staff. Having said that, I've had two individuals that have approached me in the recent past that they said they had applied for administrative or staff positions, and they did not have an interview, and I understand that that can happen many times when we have a lot of applicants. But most importantly, they did not receive a formal letter of thanking them for applying and at least informing them as to what is the status now of that hiring position. So I just want to make it sure for the future that we send some type of formal letter or that we continue doing what we have set out to do, whether they have an interview or not. I just think it's a matter of mutual respect and not to keep people that apply in the dark. They have to know as soon as possible whether they were accepted or they need to be thanked or so forth. That's my comment for today.
Mr. Escobar?
All the police officers left, so Chief, want to apologize for not attending Kids and Badges on Monday. I was attending with my daughter to her treatment in San Diego. I hope it went well.
Went very well, thank you.
Also want to congratulate Vincent Memorial High School as well as Southwest Eagles. Fortunately, we both lost to San Francisco area schools for state championships in football last Saturday. I believe Southwest was pretty close. I'm not sure of the score. I believe it was 45-41. Vincent wasn't that close. We ended up losing our starting quarterback and our star linebacker in the first half, and that's all she wrote. But the fact that both of our high schools made it, not to CIF, not to the Southern section, but to the California State Football Championship speaks highly of what we're doing in the Valley from a Southwest El Centro standpoint, and obviously mi alma mater, Vincent Memorial High School. So congratulations to the kids. Hopefully this will continue in the future. Given the fact that we have some time because two of our members left, I'm going to go ahead and do my spiel. I attended a dinner about a month ago. I've spoken to some of you already about this, and it was an interesting dinner. It was the 40th anniversary of the Comisión de Desarrollo Industrial, which roughly translate to the basically Economic Development Corporation in Mexicali. I was the only member of the Imperial Valley there, and the reason why I was there was I'm a paying member through my business. It has nothing to do with the city or with the county or anything. But my frustration lies, and I'm not going to, there's multiple points I want to make, but I'm going to focus on one specifically. This was the 40th anniversary. 40 years ago, Mexicali was a predominantly agricultural-based economy. There was very few maquiladoras, very few industrial plants. Most of the goods that went across the border usually were cattle or foods, consumables. Circle now, 40 years later. It is a predominantly industrial-based economy. It is one of the few border communities that offers safety, even though that can be argued, and job opportunity. Unemployment rates are low. And when I mean low, we're talking very low single digits. The point I'm trying to make here, how did the Imperial Valley evolve in those 40 years? Are we an industrial-based economy? Has Calexico capitalized on Mexicali's growth? And that's the problem. We have done nothing to grow our economy. I mean, we talk about furloughs, we talk about job cuts, we talk about, I mean, we're down to the bones as far as the basic services that we offer our community. And I'm part of that community. And we have not evolved. We're fighting over the crumbs that Mexicali gives us, when we should have a big portion of that pie. But we have, for whatever the reason, not come up with a comprehensive economic development plan for our city. So, Mr. Dale, and I'm kind of pointing that way because we have our star economic development director sitting in the third row. That's what we need. It's not going to be done overnight. It's not going to happen tomorrow, but it's something that we need to push for. Because if we want to get out of this hole that we're in, cannabis is going to help. Cárdenas is going to help.
But more needs to be
The
done.
community and the economic development that's going to happen in the next year or two will definitely drive a stake into it. But it is temporary, and we need to continue that. We need to be a business-friendly community, a business-friendly city that attracts businesses, not pushes them away. Again, I'm talking a lot, but at the end of the day, what I'm trying to target is that we need a niche. What
Yes.
is Calexico good at? What is Calexico going to be great at?
Yes.
And that is the driver. A caveat to that is I've also attended, along with Mr. Pacheco, because I've seen him a couple times, some chamber events. And it's unfortunate that almost every event that I go to is attended less and less by the Calexico community. And we can critique that left and right. That's not the point of what I'm trying to make. The point that I'm trying to make is the Calexico Chamber of Commerce and our Business Improvement District should be drivers for businesses in Calexico. The bid hasn't met for, I don't know, a year. I used to be a member of it. I know you have a plan, and I applaud your plan. I'm hoping your plan comes to fruition sooner rather than later. But that plan also needs to, in some way, incorporate the Calexico Chamber of Commerce. And we need to work together. And if there are issues involved, we need to resolve those issues and work as a team. And I know there are issues there, but at the end of the day, we are shooting ourselves in the foot if we're fighting over the crumbs and we're separating those crumbs into this area and this area and this area, instead of lumping all those together and making a piece of the pie. Lastly, I think it's been said before, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Personally, it's been a tremendous 6 months for me personally. I want to thank my council. It's been an interesting run. Today was no exception. But I appreciate the support that the community has given me. It is very welcome and is very appreciated. And I wish everybody a safe and Merry Christmas with you and yours, and a Happy New Year. Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Do you want to add something?
Yes, but I just want to say that I highly, highly appreciate Councilman Escobar's comments, and I totally agree with him, Councilman Escobar. We need a niche. And I know the economic development is working very hard also, and Mr. Figueroa. And congratulations to you, Interim Dale, for taking the reins. I feel very confident that we're going to move forward. And we are, ladies and gentlemen. We're on solid ground, and we're going to move forward. I just apologize for the omission. Most importantly, I want to wish everybody happy holidays to our citizens, and may you prosper and be healthy this holiday season and 2018 and forever and ever, you and your families. So God bless them all. God bless you all, and Calexico. Thank you very much.
And just kind of in closing all that, I think Miguel has his pulse. He has his pulse on on the direction that the city needs to take, and my conversations with him have always been forward and progressive, so he is definitely on the right track. So, Miguel, no pares, keep it going. I would be remiss to say that tomorrow's my anniversary, and I want to thank my wife for putting up for me, and Annalisa, I love you, so happy anniversary tomorrow. And everybody happy holidays, and let's hope for a prosperous 2019 for everybody.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Moving on with city managers, any comments there, Mr. Dale?
Yes, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. First of all, council, thank you for your comments. Thank you for your confidence in me. I'm going to do the best I can for you and for the residents. I'm all about action. That's what I want. I'm action-oriented, and I pride myself on being accessible. But when you have 40,000 residents, sometimes it's a little difficult, but I'm going to do my best to be as accessible as possible. Also, that being said, I did attend the Kids with Badges, and what an event by the police and fire took part as well. They give of themselves, they give of their time, they give of their money. It's an incredible event. Reach also, and the other donors, I just like to say thank to them. When you see some of these kids who we call underprivileged, some of them are homeless, it really brings into perspective sometimes when we have our little bickering or we have our problems, when you think about homeless children. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dale. Congratulations to the PD and the fire department for working out that event. Consent agenda, items 7, 8, and 9. Is there a motion to?
Motion to approve 7, 8, and 9?
I'll second that.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you. Item number 10, potential action items. Appointment of Mr. Escobar as member to the Planning Commission. Do we have a name, Mr. Escobar?
I have no one to appoint at this time,
Okay.
Mayor Pro Tem.
That. And number 11 is to appoint 2 city council members to the subcommittee to work with the Heffernan Memorial Healthcare District Board to discuss ambulance services. I'm going to take the lead from the mayor. Her comment was that she would like to be a part of it, and the mayor and the mayor pro tem be on the committee.
I agree.
Subcommittee. Is there a motion to that?
I'll make that motion, Mayor Pro Tem.
Second.
All those
You
in
and the
favor?
mayor. Aye.
Thank you. Mayor and myself will be subcommittee members. And then we have the new item 12. We're going to add the approval of a resolution of the City Council of the City of Calexico authorizing the interim city manager to execute a donation agreement from the Segundino Arellano family, UDT, dated January the 12th, 2006, and accept the donation of property located at APN 058 010 010 and 058 010 051. Mr. Figueroa?
Yes, good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, council members, city attorney, city manager, and the public. I do want to share that the resolution calls for the city attorney, as mentioned by Mayor Pro Tem Pacheco, to have the opportunity to continue the process of securing a donation agreement so the city can go ahead and process all the acceptance paperwork that is required so we can abide by law and make sure that the transaction is done accordingly. With that said, this is something that I mentioned, and this was also brought up by the city attorney when he made the explanation of this item. This is a matter that we would really want to move forward with, and since this is the last council meeting before the end of the year, we want to make sure that our city manager, our interim city manager, has that authority called for in the resolution to complete this process.
Thank you. Thank you. So we're going to approve on the this resolution to accept the donation. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion that we do accept that resolution discussed and described.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Informational items, item number 13, appointment list for 2018 in conformance with the MADI Act, California Government Code 54970. This is a list of all the individuals that we should have on our commissions.
Good work, Gabby.
Okay. I do have a change on mine. Mine had a health issue, and I made a change and added to the police commission, a Mr. Peter Castro. Okay, where there's change for that one. And I know there's a couple of vacancies, so we're
Yes.
going to approve the list as is with my change. So is there a motion? He's on as my designee for the advisory board on the police board committee, commission. Is there a motion to accept the list?
I will make that motion that we accept the list as it stands today.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 List approved. Thank you. Is there anything else that we need
have
to
a-
discuss?
Don't know we have a public comment.
So nothing being, any future agenda items for the good of the order here? Mr. Dale, you want to add anything to, anything?
No, not at this time, but thanks.
Anything?
Not at this moment, Mayor Pro Tem, for me.
I did notice that in El Centro, it has, as I'm driving on Main Street and Dogwood, there's a nice sign says, semi-trucks are not permitted to park in residential areas. And I've seen some semis in residential areas. I think I've told, I had several calls on people leaving their semis. Do we need to put up a sign like that in the city to make the truck drivers and these companies aware that they can't go in and drop off their trailer and take their semis and park it in front of their residence?
Yeah, we've done that in other occasions, yes.
So do we need to?
As needed, so I just need to know where and we can work it out.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. That's one item I have.
Not for me, Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay, if there's nothing else pending, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Happy holidays.
Thank you.